Hey, why don't we go fishing? Come on. Howdy folks, we're here at Lake Bastrop this morning. First video out of the Skeeter, so I hope it goes well. I'm going to start the morning with a Throwing Thunder buzzbait. It's a double-bladed buzzbait. Looks like it ought to be a killer. Of course we have a bright sun, so it may not be as effective as I hope, but we'll give it a whirl. But we got some baits that's going to catch some fish. So hang in there. Let's see what happens. Well folks, it's time for the Rayburn swim jig, and of course some liquid mayhem. There we go. Yeah. Oh, we came off. Rats. Oh yeah. The boat here. That makes it better. Oh, nice one on a Carolina rig. Same thing stick. Oh yeah. Oh, that one come off. Get around here. Okay folks, what I've gone to see if I can pick up a couple more off there is a cream scoundrel. I've Texas rigged it, but I put a bobber stop up here to stop my sinker from sliding up and down the line. And of course I'm going to add some liquid mayhem on it, and I'm going to go back over to this spot. I caught, was it 3 or 4, and lost one. So let's see if I can pick up another one. Oh, pretty good fish. I like that scoundrel. Come here, Mr. Bass. Yeah. Oop. Yes, sir. Like that scoundrel worm. All right, on back in there and grow up. He didn't. No, he didn't get off. Come here. Well, he got off in. That's another dandy. Yes, sir. Cream at its best today. Scoundrels, and the same thing, sticks. Of course, don't forget the liquid mayhem. Ooh. Broke me off. Should have checked my rig. Well, howdy folks. Hope you enjoyed watching me catch a few bass on Lake Bastrop yesterday. I didn't get a chance yesterday evening to film this exit clip, so I'm going to do it this morning. Fishing was tough for a few hours yesterday morning. I had a hard time finding the bass, and it was a lot to do with it was a bluebird day. First real bluebird day that they've seen at Lake Bastrop in a couple of weeks, so that really had the bass all messed up. Now early on you saw me lose a bass on a finesse Rayburn swim jig. I like when I'm fishing these Rayburn swim jigs, I like to use a 4-inch curly tail. They tend to work really well on this jig. That fish was probably the best fish I hooked all day, probably easily 5 pounds, if not better. And well, shucks, I lost him. Now, once I did find them, they were on that point. It was a steep drop-off point with some grass along the right at the edge of the drop-off, and I basically started catching them first off using a Carolina rig with the same thing, stick bait from Cream Lures. And I can tell you, these here are just as good as any stick bait out there for a whole lot less. These same things, you can't beat them. And basically, like I said, I rigged it Carolina style. But what I do for my Carolina rigs, I make up these little quick rigs with some beads and some brass inserts and a sinker, and I use different size sinkers. And this is basically 80-pound wire leader that I use, and hopefully you can see that. It's kind of simple to make up, something to do on a rainy day, and then it's quick if you want to do a Carolina rig. You tie your main line to it, and then you tie your leader line to it. Now, you don't make the mistake I made there in the video. I wasn't checking my leader, and that one fish, when I set the hook, the knot actually broke on the leader end. So you gotta check your rigs all the time. Now, I also caught them Texas rigging these same thing, straight tail worms, and also the cream scandal worms on a lighter rod with a very small 1/8 ounce worm weight, and I was using a bobber stop to keep the weight from separating from the worm, so they would come through the grass better. And I'd pull it through the grass, and just as it come out of the grass, I just let it fall, and that's when they were hitting it. So again, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, tight lines to all of you, and hey, take a kid fishing. Bye.